So, very good afternoon to all. And at the outset, I would like to thank the management, the principal, the respected teachers, and the students of Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College. And today afternoon, we will discuss something interesting and something useful for our postgraduate medical entrance examination. So, something about the last moment revision. And this is a beautiful Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College, one of the pioneer institute in India, by the father of repertory, Dr. Father Augusto Muller. So today we'll discuss something that means how to score higher in AIAPGET 2020. So in the next 1.5 hours, listen to me very carefully. So this is about our syllabus and how much I study. That's on the right side. And how much I remember. The third photograph. And the fourth one, how much I write in examination. And finally, how much I score. So this is a scenario regarding the various competitive examinations. And the NEET PG 2020 exam date is announced, and still most of the Indian will like this. But don't worry, we will definitely help you. And this program designed by the Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College, that will definitely help you to achieve a higher score. Don't worry about that. Definitely, you will be guided. Now, something about the postgraduate seats and colleges. And the postgraduate homeopathy colleges for 2020 admission is around 51. That may change according to the permission from the Central Council of Homeopathy. And remember, the total seats is nearly 1,200 only. Remember, the total seats for the post-graduation across India is nearly 1,200. The entire nation is competing for this 1,200 seats. So this is about the statewide PG seats in colleges, and total number, as I said earlier, nearly 1,200. And in Andhra Pradesh, that's about the 42, Bihar 52, Delhi 4, Gujarat 54, Karnataka 129 seats, and in Kerala 36, Madhya Pradesh 113, Maharashtra, the largest number of postgraduate seats, that is in Maharashtra. And all the colleges are the private sector. 378 seats are there. Like the Orissa 18, Punjab 18, Rajasthan 59, Tamil Nadu 45, Telangana 30, Uttar Pradesh 114, and West Bengal 57. The number may change according to the permission from the Central Council of Homeopathy. And total seats in Government Homeopathy Medical College, that is around 300 only. Remember, out of this 1,200, around 300 seats that's available in the Government Homeopathy Medical Colleges. And the Andhra Pradesh, that's about the 42. And the highest that is in the Madhya Pradesh, 55. 55 seats are there. So in West Bengal also, 57 seats are there. So the number of PG seats in the government sector, that is less than 300 only. Now, what about the stipend? We are also interested about the stipend. And remember, in government colleges only you will get stipend. And the highest stipend that is in the Delhi, under the Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, under the Delhi government. So in the first year, you will get about 86,413. And in the second year, you are entitled to get more than 1 lakh rupees. 1,01,125 rupees from second year onwards you will get. So more than the salary of teachers in many of the homeopathic medical colleges. The highest stipend for the postgraduate homeopathy students, that is in the Delhi. So that is why the top ranking students usually opting the Delhi. So more than 1 lakh rupees you will get per month. And what about the National Institute of Homeopathy? And you will get 51,072 rupees per year. The National Institute of Homeopathy. And similarly, the Research Institute in Kerala, under the Central Council of Research in Homeopathy at Kottayam. Here also you will get around the same salary, same stipend, 51,072. In Kerala, the stipend is around 30,000 per month. So the highest salary, that is in the Delhi, under the Delhi University. And the minimum mark, and this is calculated as a percentile, not as a percentage. For the general candidates, it is around 50, and SC/ST 40, SC and socially and economically backward community, that's around 45, And for the service candidates, that means for the teachers and medical officers in the government service, 40 is necessary. That's a minimum mark percentage. This also may change according to the decision by the Ministry of Ayush. But remember, in the 2018 All India Postgraduate Entrance Examination for Homeopathy, the total candidates appear that's around 6,755. And those who got a 50% mark, that is only 491 candidates. So you can, remember the standard of this examination. Total candidates appeared, that's around 6,755, but only 491 candidates got 50% mark. So this is not an easy task to win. In 2019, that's been the last year, 7,376 candidates appeared for the examination. But remember, only 297 candidates got 50% mark. Only 297 candidates. So this is about the standard of our examination. And similarly for the Ayush NET examination, remember the standard of homeopathy, the colleges or the students, only 4 candidates qualified with the 55% mark in Ayush NET for PhD fellowship and senior research fellowship. But remember, 92 candidates qualified in Ayurveda, and even 5 candidates qualified even from Siddha. So comparing to other systems in the Ayush, we are lagging behind. Only 4 candidates qualified 55% mark. That is a pass mark for the NET examination for the PhD and the research officer examination. But don't worry, we will definitely help you how to score the higher mark in the forthcoming AIAPGET entrance examination. The program that's designed by the Father Muller Homeopathy Medical College, that's a perfect way on how to score the higher in the postgraduate entrance examination, covering all the 12 subjects of BHMS in the capsule form. So my request, empty your cup, because a full cup cannot accept anything more. While attending for a class, for the competitive examination, or a seminar, whatever it may be, never think that I know everything. So a person who believes that he had learned a lot cannot learn anything else and will stagnate quickly and not move to higher levels. And remember, even the teachers have teachers. Always bear in mind, for preparing for a competitive examination, I know only a few things, but need to study more. That's why I'm attending this type of crash courses. So empty your cup. That's a must. That's the first advice I would like to give you. And now we have only limited time. So the smart work is more important than the hard work. Today we'll discuss about the smart work rather than the hard work. So see the images. On the left side, that's a smart work. And on the right side, that's a hard work. So we are going to discuss about the smart work. And there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. But we will help you, don't worry. Now, what is the biggest challenge faced in an online examination? The biggest challenge faced by our students in an online examination, that is a reading speed. Because we are very familiar with the offline examination of 3 hours duration, from the first BHMS to final BHMS. 3 hours duration of examination, we will get enough time to think and enough time to write. But the scenario is entirely different in the case of national level online competitive examination. Because the first point, the reading speed in a computer screen is 10% lower than that on a paper. We can't read so fast as we are reading in a paper. And the difference is more if you are not familiar with the online reading. So you can expect some technical problems like delay in loading pages and images. So in that case, skip to the next question. And currently we have one facility. That means you can navigate forward and backwards through the question. That means if you are already answered 10, you can go to the 15, then again come back to the 9th question. That is possible. But in allopathy, the modern system of medicine, for the postgraduate entrance examination, they are not permitting the navigation forward and backwards. And nowadays, many among you are so familiar with this online reading because of the utility of, the usage of the social media. So always remember, the reading speed is comparatively lower than that on a paper. Now, how to overcome it? Practice as many online mock tests as possible. Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College designed a lot of mock tests in between the main classes. So practice as many online mock tests as possible. Enroll for an online test series. I will give you some URL for that test series. Follow websites and questionnaires and download mobile apps. Today we'll discuss about some mobile apps also that you can practice online. There is no other way. Practice as much as possible. And about the pattern of question, that means the 60% answered by an average student. That's the pattern in majority of the examination. And 30% answered by above average student, and 10% that is very difficult to answer. But from our experience of the last 2 years, only 1/4 of the students scored the 50% mark. So never underestimate a national level examination. Now about the pattern of questions. And this type of number of divisions are there in many of the postgraduate entrance examinations of the previous years. Like this number of questions from medicine 10, pediatrics 5, respiratory 2, like that. But remember, there is no such division for the AIAPGET. They can ask question from every subject and not in proportionate to the size of the subject. Sometimes more question you can expect from anatomy, sometimes you can expect more from the Materia, Medica, sometimes from the repertory, whatever it may be, because there is no division of questions among the 12 subjects. So question from all the 12 subjects of BHMS syllabus that usually ask. A negative mark is 1 mark, total question that is 100, and total 400 mark, and total time that is 90 minutes. So 90 minutes for answering 100 questions. So time to answer a question that is less than 1 minute. Remember, time to answer a question that is only less than 1 minute. Remember that. So that's the scenario in an online examination compared to an offline examination of 3 hours duration in our university. So better to avoid heavy food just before the examination and also during the preparation time, because your brain will concentrate on the digestion, not on your question paper. So never take a chicken biryani or the chicken 65 and paratha just before the examination, because your brain will concentrate on the digestion, not on your question paper. And take more vegetables and fresh water during the preparation period, and avoid smoking, excess of tea, and all type of stimulants like the Pepsi, Coke, tea, coffee, whatever it may be. It is better to avoid, because they will initially boost, but later that will decrease your energy. And the last point is very, very important. The sleep deprivation will result in decreased mental alertness. Go to sleep early the day before the examination. Never try to rehearse the entire topic, all the 12 subjects or the notes you prepared. Never try to rehearse the entire topic, because the sleep deprivation that will result in the decreased mental alertness. So agility, mental agility, that will be decreased if you are not slept in the last night. So when you try to cover the whole syllabus in one night, this may happen. So never try for this. The night before the examination, never try for this. But we will give you some good methods so that you can score very higher. That we will discuss one by one. And medical students the night before the exam day. And this is usually happening because we have to go through all the 12 subjects of BHMS syllabus that we taught during the 4.5 years of course. But everything, they will ask so many questions from different all the 12 subjects for the competitive examination. But don't worry. So always remember, the revision is important. This type of competitive examinations are nothing but recall of memory. How many times if you are revising the entire 12 subjects, you will get the higher score. So nothing but the memory. The revision is important in this type of competitive examination. Always remember, this type of competitive examinations are nothing but recall of memory. So how many times you are revising the topic, the entire topic from the nook and corner, that depends about your score. And how to read. The preparing or the reading for the competitive examination is entirely different from reading for a university examination. I will give you some beautiful examples. How to read for the competitive examination. This is entirely different from reading for a university examination. Now, these are all from the previous question papers. So always take care, care during, especially the reading the keynotes. Which of the following symptoms are common to Calibric, Epis, and Lacanina? It's a question from the previous PG entrance examination. The answers are the shifting pain, thirstlessness with the dry tongue, offensiveness with the forgetfulness, delayed painful scanty menses with increased sexual desire and weeping. So which may be the correct answer in this case? So always remember, make a special attempt to collect the remedies known for a particular symptom. So this is from the keynote. See on the Calibachromicum, the remedy. Pain in small spots can be small spots can be covered with the point of finger. Shift rapidly from one part to another. Kali sulf, lacanum, and pulsar are given. Appear and disappear suddenly. Belladonna, ignitia, and magnesia phosphorica. So while reading the keynote, take care of the medicines within the bracket. That's very, very important. The medicines listed within the bracket. Usually we'll get the question paper and the question from Alan's keynote is like this. So this is about the episode that is not given in the bracket for the shifting pain under the Calibachromicum. Now read this one. Which of the following is not correct in respect to bad effect of tobacco? This is one question from the previous question paper. Phosphorus, tobacco, heart, ignitia, hiccup, nexomica, occipital headache and vertigo, sepia, right-sided facial neuralgia. So which may be the correct answer in this case? Yes. You can use the chat box also. C. Okay, we will see it. So this question is actually from the tobacco, Alan's keynote tobacco, relationship section. Antidotes for the abuse of tobacco, Epicac for the excessive nausea and vomiting, arsenical for the bad effects of tobacco, Nexomica for the gastric symptoms next morning after smoking. So in this case, in Nexomica, occipital headache and vertigo is listed. But actually Nexomica for the gastric symptoms next morning after smoking. So the relationship section, the modalities, etc. are some of the major areas in Alan's keynote where you can expect more questions. Take care of the relationship section and also the medicines within the bracket. Now, which one of the following is correct order of remedies that matches with the ameliorates by coffee, aggravates by coffee, and desire for coffee? These are some type of usual questions in a national level competitive examination. Ameliorates by coffee, aggravates by coffee, and desire for coffee. The correct answer in this case is C. Ignatia, chamomilla, and angustura. See another question. Consider the following symptoms. Stool partially expelled and recedes. Second one, much urging but inability to expel. Third one, stool lies in the rectum without urging until there is a large accumulation. And the fourth one, stool hard as a stone. Which of the above form the indicator for sanicula? 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and only. So always remember this type of questions, usually from the Alan's keynote, require more than superficial knowledge of the symptoms. So this is a difference between a university examination and a competitive level examination. We need a deep knowledge about the symptoms. So in this case, the correct answer is second one, 1 and 3. That means stool partially expelled and recedes. And 3, stool lies in the rectum without urging until there is a large accumulation. So remember, the reading for a competitive examination is entirely different from reading for a university level examination. Now I will give some clues towards how to memorize. Usually we may forget 75% of the topic within the first 48 hours after reading a topic. Suppose if you are reading about the aconite from the Materia Medica or from the Alan's keynote, after 48 hours, you may have only 25% in your brain. So never try to cover the topic from A to Z. Suppose if you are reading the Allen's keynote or the Materia Medica from Abyss Canadensis to Zinga Metallicum, first Abyss Canadensis followed by the Abyss Nigra, like that. You covered the topic up to Zinga Metallicum. So at the end, there is no Abyss Canadensis, nothing about the Zinga Metallicum. So never try to cover the topic like that. If you are reading Aconite, read Aconite tomorrow and read Aconite the day after tomorrow also. Then you can remember more than 75% of the topic. Otherwise, you may able to remember only 25%. So try to read the same topic 2 to 3 times within 2 to 3 days. If you are reading the infection, read the infection for 3 days. Never try to cover the topic from infection to central nervous system. At the end, there is nothing about the infection and nothing about the central nervous system. So try to read the same topic, same medicine. For example, from the repertory, read something about the cancer rubrics of the chapter mind for 3 days. Then you can able to remember more than 75% of the topic. Okay, so this is one of the best methods. And this is about our forgetting curve. At the end of the 2 to 3 for 4 days, you may forget more than 80%. Okay. So the planning, that is very, very important for a competitive examination like the AIAPGET. Plan your studies months prior to the examination and make notes in separate paper in abbreviated form. You must have your own note for all the 12 subjects of BHMS. You must have your own notes for all the 12 subjects. But remember, in an abbreviation form only, not the entire matter, but in an abbreviation form, and use different colored pencil or pen for marking tricky and confusing questions in your textbook or the MCQ textbook also, for marking the tricky and confusing questions. And group discussion, that is also a very good thing to remember many points. Discuss the points with your friends so that you can remember them very well, because that will stimulate and quicken your memory. That will stimulate and quicken your memory. So group discussion, that is one of the best thing to remember major points. And the final revision means last 3 days, not on the night before the examination. Final revision means last 3 days. That means the matter you couldn't recollect, easily forgettable informations like the aforementioned number or the biochemical values, read the notes you prepared. Last 3 days means you have your own notes for all the 12 subjects in an abbreviated form. So you have to read this note on the last 3 days. And also we have a lot of last moment revision notes and question papers available in the homeobook.com. So final revision means last 3 days, not on the night before the examination. And always remember, the highway mindset is better. For preparing for a competitive examination like this, that may definitely helps you in a diverse way. Suppose if you are driving on the highway, our headlight is focused far ahead. But if you are driving in a busy street or in the city, your vision that is focused on the vehicle just in front of you. But always remember this type of crash courses. That will definitely help not only for the AAPGET, but also for the UPSC examination and various state PSC examination, NHM examination, the research officer examination, and also for improving your private practice that we will discuss later. So highway mindset is always better if you are attending a crash course like this. So a brain may forget, but a paper does not. So use different colored pencils or pen for marking tricky and confusing questions. So your textbook should be like this. Usually, for those who are scoring the higher, their textbook will look like this. See this one. Everything marked by using the different colored pencils so that they can remember anything, everything. So do a little every day. That's the criteria for the competitive examination, because it's a continuous process. One that must be done little by little and on a regular basis. On a regular basis. And when the whole nation is competing with you, preparation is everything. So in AIAPGET, the whole nation is competing for 1,200 postgraduate seats. More than 8,000 or nearly 9,000, 10,000 people are candidates are appearing for this examination. examination and only 1,200 selected for the PG. So when the whole nation is competing, preparation is everything. Now, usually we are sleeping for the 8 hours and the leisure for 8 hours and work for 8 hours. So take 2 hours from each. You will get more than 6 hours per day for preparation. So at least 3 revision is required before the AIAPGET examination. At least 3 revision. So prepare a timetable, your own timetable by dividing the time. Anatomy 2 hours, physiology 2 hours, or the pharmacy 1 hour, like that. You must have your own timetable. At least 6 hours of preparation a day is essential for the time being. So you will get 6 hours by taking 2 hours from sleep, 2 hours from leisure, and 2 hours from work. You will get more than 6 hours. So we have enough time, and the time management, the model exam or self-assessment is an important part of the preparation. And don't try to read the entire questions. So never try to read the entire questions that we are usually doing in our university examination, because you will get less than 1 minute for answering a question. Some questions are based on paragraph that you need to spend more time, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, like that. But some question you can answer within 1 minute or within seconds. So don't try to read the entire question papers, because you will get less than 1 minute for answering a question. So practice as many mock tests as possible near the examination. The time management, that's very, very important. Even though you have good knowledge in all the 12 subjects of BHMS, but if you are not practicing the mock test, you may fail. So you must have more than 90 correct answer, then see APGC. That's an assured thing. And the time spent on each subject, that's also a concern about many students. But everything depends upon how strong or weak you are in a particular subject. How strong or weak you are in a particular subject. So you have to spend less time on subject from which less questions are asked. And it is very important not to get stuck at a particular subject for a too long time. Usually the students will read the Materia Medica for a long time, neglecting the non-clinical subjects like the pathology, microbiology, forensic medicine, etc. But remember, never neglect non-clinical subjects like the anatomy, physiology, forensic medicine, biochemistry, etc. Because the non-clinical subjects decide the rank. Non-clinical subject decided the rank, because majority of the people may answer this Materia Medica repertory organ on practice of medicine. But the practitioners or those who already completed the course years back, they have no time to read the anatomy, physiology, microbiology, forensic medicine, etc., etc. So those who are scoring the higher mark in non-clinical subjects, they will get the higher rank. So never neglect non-clinical subjects. Materia Medica repertory organ on practice of medicine, more or less majority of the candidates are able to answer correctly. But those who answered for the non-clinical subjects, they will definitely get the higher score in an AIAPGET examination. So the selective study is not at all suitable for a competitive examination. See, your case is complicated. Why, doctor? What happened? You got a disease from the chapter which I left as optional during my studies. So remember, the selective studies not at all a good thing for a national level postgraduate entrance examination. So this is how the multiple choice questions look like if you are not preparing effectively. Multiple choice questions look like this. See this one. Which one is correct in this case? First, second, 3 or 4? The MCQs may look like this. The third one is right, Bisley. So now we'll discuss something about the multiple choice questions. MCQ may be repeated in many examinations in the same or different format. So if you are revising the previous question papers, you will get nearly 35% of the questions. So revising the previous question papers and revising the MCQ textbooks or the guides, that's an unavoidable thing. You may get nearly 35% of the questions from the previous MCQ textbooks or from the previous question papers. But before reading these MCQs, you have to read the concerned chapter first. Suppose if you are reading about the MCQs based on the infection, you have to read the infection chapter first from the practice of medicine, from the Krishnadas or from the Davidson or whatever book you are following. Read the infection first, then only read the MCQs based on the infection. And you have to record your reasoning before checking the answers. There is a habit among the majority of the students first they will check the answer, then only reading the entire questions. That should not be. Record your reasoning before checking the answers. Then you will develop the ability to answer the questions. So read the concerned chapter first, then record your reasoning before checking the answers of the MCQ. So revise all the question papers and MCQs, but MCQs will help to a certain extent only. So as I said earlier, you can able to answer nearly 30 to 35% of the questions if you are revising all the MCQs. But you have to select the book which provides genuine materials picked up from the standard textbook. I will give you 2 or 3 good books that is definitely useful and helpful in the preparation of the AIAPGET to score a higher mark. So there are some selective books are there in addition to the standard textbook. So always remember the basic concept you will get only by reading the textbook. Without reading the textbook, we will never get the basic concept. Basic concept we will never get from the MCQ textbook, because the tough or tricky questions may not be tricky if you know the concept. So that is why I am always advising read the concerned chapter from the standard textbook of your BHMS syllabus. Then only read the MCQs. Because without the basic concept, it is not possible to answer tricky and confusing questions. So must read the standard textbook. That's an unavoidable thing to score a higher mark. I will give one example. Consider the following statement. Statement 1, Medorinum is a gonorrheal preparation. Statement 2, we should begin the treatment of gonorrhea with the Medorinum. Which of the following is correct in respect of above statement? So this type of questions that may require some more time to answer. Answer A, both statement 1 and statement 2 are true, and the statement 2 is the correct explanation of the statement 1. These are from the previous question paper. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are true, but statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. Statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. And the fourth one, statement 1 is false, but the statement 2 is true. So the correct answer in this case is C. So a superficial knowledge about the Medorinum will not help to answer for these questions. We must have the basic concept about the Medorinum. Otherwise, it is very difficult to answer. So the correct answer in this case is C. A female patient developed gangrene in her fingers during winter season. She is instructed to dip her hands in cold water kept in a tumbler. In doing so, she developed cyanosis in her hands. So the probable diagnosis: Raynaud's disease, Burgess disease, frostbite, and cyanotic heart disease. The correct answers, that's the Raynaud's disease. Raynaud's disease. So the answers are more or less similar in this case. Now, Aegilfolia belongs to plant source. The description details of this, say synonym is bale, family Compositae. It is distributed in India. Part used for its preparation is the whole plant. So this is basically from the boric. Which of the above is correct in this case? A, B, C, and D. The correct answer is B. 1 and 3 only. Synonym is bale, and it is distributed in India. So it is not come under the family of Compositae, and the part used for preparation is the whole plant. That is also a wrong answer. The medicine found under the rubric benevolence in cancer repertory. This type of question you can usually find in majority of the competitive examination. If there is only one 3-mark remedy, and if there is only one remedy, then you can expect a question from single remedy rubric, or 3-mark remedy, only one 3-mark remedy out of many remedies. You can expect the questions from this repertory. The medicine found under the rubric benevolence in cancer repertory. The medicine is, yes, very good. Coffea cruda is a remedy. In this case, Coffea cruda is the remedy for the benevolence. Then one question from the organon of medicine. The cure of an old sore that has been deprived of eruptions, whether it may be latent or quiescent or already broken out into chronic disease, can never be accomplished with the sulfur alone. This was written by Dr. Hahnemann. This is from the previous question paper. Whether it is in the organon of medicine, Materia Medica Pura, the chronic disease, less writing. The correct answer is chronic disease. So a superficial knowledge about the subject will not help in scoring a higher mark. But don't worry, I will give you some good books and also some mobile applications so that you can practice with the limited time itself. So don't worry about by seeing this type of questions. But never underestimate a national level PG entrance examination. So the correct answer in this case is the chronic disease. In the preface to the 5th edition of Organon, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann mentioned homeopathy avoids everything in the slightest degree of enfeebling, which refers to. Homeopathy avoids everything in the slightest degree of enfeebling, which refers to external means of treatment, idiosyncrasy, homeopathic aggravation, genus epidemics. So if you are not reading the textbook, it is very difficult to answer this type of questions. By simply going through the MCQ textbooks, it is not possible to answer every nook and corner of the textbook. You should be thorough with that. So the answer in this case, yes, external means of treatment. That is the answer for this condition. External means of treatment. Very good. Now consider the following in respect of LM potencies. Aggravation is minimum or absent, can be repeated more frequently. Effects of the medicine are ascertained earlier. This is the easiest method of preparation. Which of the above statements are correct? Please try for this. Which of the above statements are correct? So in this case, the answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Aggravation is minimum or absent, can be repeated more frequently. And the wrong answers are effects of medicine are ascertained earlier and the easiest method of preparation. This is not an easiest method of preparation. So what they teach in the classroom, what they ask in the exam, that's entirely different. So it is not possible to cover the nook and corner of the BHMS syllabus. So this is about what they teach in the classroom, but what they ask in the exam. I think you are now you have got an idea about the question, the pattern of questions, or the standard of questions that we are usually asking for the national level homeopathy entrance examination. So another interesting question from the practice of medicine. So remember, a superficial knowledge about the practice of medicine is not sufficient to answer this type of questions. A 65-year-old woman complains of 20-pound weight loss over a few months. She is of an average build and has been not on diet. She states that she has just not been very hungry, and read each and every word, every line carefully. Physical examination is unrevealing. Complete blood count is normal as urine analysis, multiphase chemical screen, thyroid stimulating hormones, chest x-ray, and the stool for blood. Everything is normal. But weight loss, 20-pound weight loss over a few months. The next most appropriate study would be whether it is an abdominal CT, serum protein electrophoresis, colonoscopy, blood culture, short ACTH test. So some basic idea about the reason for the weight loss that should be there. Otherwise, it is very difficult to difficult to answer. So the concept that we will get only from the textbook. So which may be the correct answer in this case? The correct answer for this condition. Okay, very good. Let us see. Okay. Good. So we can find out the answer. It is very easy. An involuntary weight loss is almost always due to some serious condition. An involuntary weight loss is almost always due to some serious condition. So the three mechanisms of weight loss are increased energy expenditure. That is relatively rare. Loss of energy in stool or urine and decreased food intake. These are all the three reasons for a weight loss. In young person, the most likely cause of weight loss are diabetes, hyperthyroidism, anorexia nervosa, and infections. So we must know the causes in a young person. In older person, cancer is the most likely cause of weight loss, with psychiatric illness, including Alzheimer's disease and depression being the second most important cause. So we must know the reason for the weight loss, the basic concept that is only we will get by reading the textbook. So in the current case, the normal CBC and negative stool for occult blood loss suggests that the upper and lower GAT probably would not be useful because this CBC is normal, no negative stool for occult blood. So endoscopy is not required. Since this patient has normal electrolytes, Addison disease is also less likely, making the short ACTH test is an inappropriate one in this case because normal electrolyte is there. Since the patient has no fever, blood culture or bone marrow biopsy cultures are not likely to be revealed. So the patient has no fever, so blood culture, that is not useful. Or the bone marrow biopsy, that is also not useful. And the serum protein electrophoresis would be appropriate in the setting of anemia or abnormal protein excretion of urine analysis. So in this case, there is no anemia setting of abnormal protein excretion. So serum protein electrophoresis is not useful. An abdominal CT, which will provide a reasonable initial screening for pancreatic or gynecologic malignancies. Remember, the malignancies are one of the major reasons in old people, is probably the best initial test in this case of occult weight loss in an older individual. So the correct answer is A. So this is a method of ruling out answers one by one. It's possible only if we have some idea or the basic concept about the particular topic or subject. So must read the standard textbook. Not advisable to omit any chapter or area. Always remember, no selective study because a single wrong answer that results in the loss of a PG seat. No negative mark for the unattended questions. But remember, for the correct answer, the mark is 4. For the wrong answer, the mark is 1 only, minus. But by comparing with your nearest candidate, you may lose 5 mark. If you lose one, if your one answer is wrong, you may lose 5 mark. That means correct answer for the 4 and also 1 minus mark. So your neighboring candidate may have 5 more mark than you. So a single wrong answer that may result in the loss of PG seat. So it is not at all advisable to omit any chapter or area, every nook and corner of the textbook. So you can guess if you can narrow down the answers to 2. Out of 4, if you are able to narrow down the answers to 2, you can guess. Otherwise, it is better to avoid guessing because of the negative mark. Okay. So it is better to avoid guessing if you don't know the answers out of these 2. So me answering while the questions in the examination should not be like this. Should not guess like this. So this is a pattern in a majority of the medical students to an exam, but if you refuse to leave it blank, if you don't know the answer. But this is not at all possible in the case of a national level online examination. So solving the MCQ examination will be like this, A, B, C, D, E, looking more or less similar. So you can guess if you can narrow down the answers to 2. For example, in ankylosing spondylitis, which HLA is positive? That means usually 1 correct answer and 3 distractors. That means distractors means that must attract the attention of the candidate. That's the usual direction usually for the teachers. The authorities like the PSC, UPSC, they are giving to the teachers. 1 correct answer and 3 distractors. That means that 3 distractors must attract the candidate. So in ankylosing spondylitis, which HLA is positive? 15, 17, 20 or 27? HLA be 27. Yes, you are right. HLA 27. So more or less similar. 17, 20, 27, 15. Confusing answers. ESR is typically raised to over 100 mm in the first hour in. So 1 correct answer and 3 distractors. ESR is raised in all these conditions. Remember, in acute appendicitis, multiple myeloma, rheumatic fever, tuberculosis. In all these conditions, we can expect raised ESR. But raised in the first hour, 100 mm per first hour. So 1 correct answer and 3 distractors. That's the method of, the method of questions in MCQs. So in this case, the correct answer is, which one is the correct answer in this case? Multiple myeloma. Multiple myeloma is the correct answer. And you can guess if the answer is like this. A granuloma is a collection of lymphocyte, neutrophils, plasma cells. epithelioid cells with a collar of lymphocyte and plasma cells. That means with a different length, answers with a different length, then that the D must be the answer. These are not hard and fast rule, but usually the questions of different length, the longest one may be the correct answer. So in this case, the answer is D. And the third point regarding the guessing, that means the dressing for this answers. Right iliac fossa pain with rebound tenderness is classically seen in a duodenal ulcer, there is no dressing, liver abscess, chronic pancreatitis, there is no dressing, but acutely inflamed appendix, that means a dressing to the answer. So that may be the correct answer in this case. If you don't know the answer, these are some criteria to find out the correct answer. So the first one, only one answer correct, 3 distractors, and the second one different length, probably the lengthiest one is the correct answer. And if some type of dressings are there, like the acutely inflamed appendix, then the correct answer is the D, the question with some dressing. So these are some criteria for guessing if you don't know the correct answer. Now encircle, and this is not so easy. Encircle A if 1 and 2 and 3 are correct, B if 1 and 3 are correct. This type of questions are usually found in national level examination that may require more time. So you have to answer the simple questions fastly without making any mistake. But this type of question that may require more time. So now I will give you some books, and remember the standard textbook, all our BHMS syllabus, that is sufficient. But in addition to the standard textbook, this type of books that will definitely help you in preparing for a competitive examination within the short span of time. So one book that is it is usually called as SARP, S-A-R-P. In the SARP series, you will get a lot of books. This is a book that is used by the modern medicine people for their competitive examination, like the PG entrance, PSC and UPSC, and also for the international level examinations also. This is a simple book and prepared in a particular way that so that everybody can remember the points. It's a beautiful presentation that is available in this book. So in SARP series, you will get a lot of books. SARP series on anatomy, SARP series on physiology, SARP series on radiology, etc., etc. So at least purchase these 2 books. First one, self-study guide, postgraduate medical test, medicine, that is one book. And the second one, SARP, S-A-R-P, skin anesthesia, radiology and psychiatry, covering 1,500 questions with explanation and some 150 short answer type questions. So at least purchase these 2 books from the out of SARP series. This is not a big book, but small book that is will definitely help you in the last moment revision of any type of competitive examination related to the medicine or the medicine subjects like the anatomy, physiology, pediatrics, radiology, etc., etc. So this is one of the best book that is an unavoidable thing for the last moment revision. And the second book, Review of Postgraduate Medical Entrance. 3 volumes are there. Now it is about the 14th edition that is available in the market. So that's add the value to that book. Now the 14th edition that is available in the market, marketed by the Pulse publication, and the author that is Arvind Arora, Amit Tripathi and Ashish Gupta. This is one of the widely used postgraduate medical entrance textbooks in India that covering the subjects from anatomy to the pediatrics. 3 volumes are available. This also everything is available online. It's one very useful book for the PG entrance examination used by the modern medicine people and the allied health science people across India. And we'll discuss some homeopathy books. These books are also available online and also in the nearest bookshop of your college. Sangar RP, prescriber to Alensky note. Remember, in majority of the competitive examination, the major questions from the Materia Medica is from Alensky note. So we should be thorough with each and every line of Alensky note from the common name to relationship section and also the modalities. So this book, this is not an MCQ book, but a question answer type book. Sangar RP, prescriber to Alensky note, covering the nook and corner of the Alensky note. Second one, the Patil JD, that's MCQs in homeopathy. It's one of the pioneer and the oldest book that is available in the market, Patil JD, MCQs in homeopathy, that covering the repertory, Materia Medica, organon and pharmacy. Niranjan Mohanty, another beautiful book by the MCQs in homeopathy. Rajesh and M. Patni, MCQs in Materia Medica. Patil and Thombre, Gems of MCQ series. Crack the Entrance. That's one of the beautiful book available in the market. That's from the alumni of the JHMC Calicut. And this contains a lot of notes also. In addition to the MCQs, they will definitely guide you how to prepare for the MCQs for the Materia Medica and which are the important points in each medicine like that. So that's a comprehensive book. Then exhaustive MCQs on Materia Medica by A.K. Routry. And some other books. That means these three books are not only for the not only contain the MCQ but study materials also from anatomy to repertory like that. A guide on homeopathy for competitive examination success by Nani Kumar Singh. Kaizen is for UPSC PSC and MD form preparation. That's by Dr. Gajendra Singh. An MCQ for UPSC and MD entrance in homeopathy. Solved multiple choice questions. Remember, solved multiple choice questions and on all the 12 subjects of BHMS. Why this particular answer is correct? Why the answer C is correct? That type of explanation is given in the book by Dr. V.K. Chauhan, the principal of the college from the Delhi, former principal. So this is regarding the MCQs, looking more or less similar, but we have to find out the correct answer. So multiple choice questions maybe look like this. Okay. This is from the look-alike, like the famous singer from Kerala. Which one is the original one? Which person is original? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. The middle one, the white, is the original man. Yes. So now we'll discuss something about some online support. There are a lot of websites and mobile applications that is available free of course that you can practice and download the mock tests. So how many mock tests you are practicing that depend upon your success in this type of online examination. Even though you are prepared very well, but you are not thorough with this type of competitive examination, you may get usually less mark. So fleshandbones.com. This is a website by Davidson Group, fleshandbones.com, that contain the MCQs based on all the 27, I think there are 27 chapters are there in Davidson. The MCQs based on each chapter of Davidson medicine that is available in the fleshandbones.com. Another website is webhealthcenter.com. Webhealthcenter.com. This contains questions from the gynecology, obstetrics, surgery, and all other subjects. And homeobook.com, I think you are familiar with our website. And the fourth one, mcqonline.net. Thousands of beautiful MCQs from previous many examinations. That is available from anatomy to pediatrics. That's in the website, mcqsonline.net. These are all free websites. No need to pay anything. And we'll discuss some mobile applications. That's also available in the Android and iOS, free of cost, no need to pay. And the one problem is that there are a lot of applications are there, mobile apps are available in Play Store, but only few that's beneficial. Others with a lot of advertisement and you have to pay something. But we will discuss some free application that is useful also. And remember the logo, MCQ Free Instant Anatomy. That's on the blue background. That's the logo. Over 1,800 anatomy true and false questions split into 8 categories, like the upper limb, lower limb, thorax, head and neck, like that. 8 categories, as in the cunning arms or the Chauricias. So over 1,800 anatomy, multiple true and false questions. That's one of the beautiful app on anatomy. Then medical MCQ content thousands of questions regarding the basic medical subjects. So see the icon, a pencil and an OMR sheet. That's the icon of that particular application, medical MCQs. That means regarding the basic medical subjects like the anatomy, physiology, pathology, microbiology, etc. Then PGMET. This is another useful mobile application for the postgraduate entrance preparation. PG question bank, healthcare through the news section also. This is for the doctors and medicos. And PG preparation. This is one of the most widely used mobile application for the preparation by the modern medicine people from anatomy to pediatrics. So India's top medical PG entrance exam preparation and the competition platform. You can receive daily MCQs via email when you register. Everything is free. And the thing is that the explanation, videos and references. Explanation of each answer, why this answer is correct and why this answer is wrong. That's the peculiarity of this PG prep. So with the videos and references, connect each question with the standard textbook. Suppose the question is from the infection of the Davidson, they will give you the question. I mean the textbook page reference. So you can compare the performance score with other PG prep users. That's the multiple users they can log in. So one of the best PG preparation mobile application free of cost that is available in the internet. So please visit our website when you have time. You will get a lot of things related to preparation from the first BHMS to PhD. Everything that we have arranged there. Now we'll discuss some more websites. MCQonline.net. That is one of the wonderful website that is available with thousands of questions free of cost. Then webhealthcenter.com, smartteach.com. That's another beautiful website for the PG entrance preparation. netmedicos.com. Then mrcopaths.com, pgblazer.com. These are some of the widely used more websites with the mock test and study materials that is available free of cost online. So be thorough with this type of websites also. Then some pre-model question papers and online mock exams are available in this website. First one, that is exam.educationobserver.com. That is a URL. You are provided with 10 questions each time from a question bank. Each question carries 1 mark. Total time available for taking the test is 10 questions in 5 minutes. You have to answer for 10 questions in 5 minutes, and you will be provided with the score sheet and correct answer at the end of the test. So this is also free test. 10 questions you have to answer in 5 minutes. It's one of the beautiful website. So that's for the online mock examination. Then a lot of study materials are available in the doctorshangout.com. Doctorshangout.com, you will get a lot of study materials, and AIAPGET online test results are available by the different organizations. And some offline mobile applications are also there. We'll discuss only offline applications with that doesn't need any internet connection. Once downloaded, it is free. So one offline mobile app by the Abhishek Gupta, medicosapp.org, and another one is Homeopathy Knowledge Test app. Just note down the name only. You have to correctly, the spelling is also very important. No, Homeopathy Knowledge Test, Homeopathy Test app, because there are a lot of applications of useless applications are also available in the Play Store. Then another one, Homeopathy MCQ, Homeopathy MCQs. Then PG, pre-PG prep, NEET, AIMS, PG, etc. 70,000 plus MCQs on all the subjects. That is also available in the Play Store. You can access everything free of course. These are all some of the good homeopathy mobile application that is available in the Play Store and iOS. So this is the condition of a medical student. Even in the day of marriage, we need to study a lot. Maybe we got for some examples. So studying medicine is like a true love. You suffer, fail, learn, fail again, fight, and grow, but you never want to let go. Studying in medicine is like a true love. We may suffer, we may fail, learn, fail again, fight and grow, but you never want to let go. We have no other option. So leave the past baggage behind. Never depend upon your past achievements or failures. Suppose you might have scored a high rank in the university examination, but never think that I can score in the AAPGET also like this. I may have failed in the last examination, but never depend upon the past failures also. This time I will definitely win. So without a high level of motivation, no one can go through the rigorous preparation process. Because preparation is everything in a national level competitive examination like this. So never depend upon your past achievements or failures. Empty your cup. And this is the one scorer in the first rank holder in 2018. With these 2 kids, she studied and achieved the first rank in a national examination. She is from the Malappuram district of Kerala, studied in GHMC Calicut, now doing PG in Calicut College itself. So that is possible with these 2 kids. So this is a scenario about the ladies. Lot of hurdles. It's not easy for a lady, for a girl or a lady to achieve the higher score. They are struggling a lot. So this is a true scenario. So attitude determines your altitude. Attitude that determines your altitude. A small change in attitude may make a big difference. A small change in attitude make a big difference. So usually nowadays I love Facebook, but I hate to face my book. That should not be. Attitude that determines everything. Attitude is a small thing, but that may make a big difference. A small change in attitude make a big difference. If the whole world say no, I still hear the voice of my ability. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. And you cannot get into the fire without getting hot. The famous words of Swami Chinmayananda. And you cannot get into the ocean without getting wet. Remember, you cannot get into the fire without getting hot. And you cannot achieve anything without some hard work. And that hard work is only for a small time, period. Now, what is the main difference between the state PSC examination, AAPGET and UPSC examination? State PSC examinations are comparatively easy. AIAPGET, you must have some basic concept about the subject, and UPSC examination, they will ask questions that may require some application of the logic beyond the syllabus and beyond the boundaries. That's the scenario in the UPSC examination. Now we can expect some photograph-based questions also. That's the scenario in nowadays. More than 10%, nearly 10% of the images in many national level examinations you can expect. Nearly 10% in national level examination. So read the caption in standard textbook. Especially practice of medicine images are mainly from the Hutchison and Davidson. So read the caption in a standard textbook. Now on the question, which answer is correct? Which of the following is structure A? That's A, that's more marked in the brain. Pineal gland, hypothalamus, thalamus, pituitary gland, putamen, pons, and corpus callosum. Which is that organ? That's marked A in the brain. That is corpus callosum. Here is a boy and a girl. Find out the girl. Only legend can do this. Which one is female pelvis here? It's very easy to identify. Android, gynecoid pelvis or something like that. Which one? First, second, or three? Gynecoid pelvis. So this type of image-based question, that is nowadays 10%. So while going through the standard textbook, you must read the caption of that particular image and be familiar with that. They will usually copy from the standard textbook only. So in this case, the female is middle one, second. So this question is asked in an interview. Why does baby cry after birth? What may be the reason? Why does baby cry after the birth? Can you answer for this one? These are all some type of questions that you usually found in UPSC that may require some logic. That's because of immediately after the delivery, the lungs start expanding. That results in pain. That's the reason why the baby is crying. Because of starting the respiration, the baby feels some pain in the chest. The lungs start to inspire and expire. Which one is the organ? Left one. Which one is this organ? Left. Yes, vermiform appendix. And the right one, that mimicking the brain also. And the last message, preparing for a competitive examination is completely different from your regular examination. I think you got some idea about the pattern of questions, the standard of questions, and how to read the textbook and how to read the competitive examination. So preparation should be planned properly. From today onwards, you must have a timetable. Anatomy for how much hours, physiology this much of hours, repertory, material, everything. A written timetable that should be compulsory. Without a written timetable, it is not possible to cover the entire subjects of the 12 subjects of the BHMS. Preparation should be planned properly with a written timetable and the time. This much of hours per day, and each hour which subject you are going to rehearse. And this is a real hard work and involves significant sacrifices. Significant sacrifices on the part of the individual. But remember, this is only for a few months, few weeks or few months. If you are sacrificing something, sacrificing some marriage functions or some other extracurricular activities, you are entirely involving only in the preparation of the AIAPGET, you will definitely get a real hard work that involves significant sacrifice, but only for a few months or a few weeks only you have to sacrifice. Then you are safe with the postgraduate seat. So always remember, keep cool during online examination. It's not an easy task to have an online examination. So keep cool during the examination, otherwise that results in technical problems also. So always remember the famous poem of the Bill Rogers. In order to succeed, you must know what you are doing. You must know what you are doing, like what you are doing, with interest, and believe in what you are doing. So preparing for this type of competitive examination, that's also an energetic thing. So in order to succeed, you must know what you are doing, like what you are doing, and believe in what you are doing. And one of the famous words of Dr. Seuss, you have the brain in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. So your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your altitude, and a small change in attitude makes big difference. So remember the famous words of Dr. Seuss. So summary, plan a written timetable. Make your own notes and highlight the important points. Your own notes for the last moment revision of 3 days. Fill your gap first. That means your weak area. Suppose if you are weak in the pathology or microbiology, or if you are weak in the organ of medicine, try to study that area first. Concentrate on that area first. Revision is a must, at least 3 revision before the AIAPGET 2020. Prepare a timetable like that. At least 3 revision, that is a must. And at least 6 hours per day for study. In that 6 hours, 2 hours for the revision. So never try to read from A to Z. But if you are reading the Aconite, try to read on 3 days the Aconite itself, and also clubbing with some other subjects. So never try to cover the topic from A to Z. And the practice mock test that makes you perfect. So this study program that is designed by Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College, you will get a lot of mock tests also. So don't worry, they will make you perfect. We will make you perfect. Don't worry about that. And remember, each class is important. Never miss a class. And every mock test conducted by the Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College is very, very important, because the questions are prepared in such a way. Each class is important. We will try to give the entire BHMS syllabus of all the 12 subjects in a capsule form within few days, within few weeks. I mean, within 15 or 16 days, we will cover the entire BHMS syllabus in a capsule form. So never miss a class. Each class is very important, and every mock test is important. And if you have any question, you can ask now. Up to 3:30, we can discuss something if you have any question. And the official website is NTA-AAPGET, NTA-AAPGET.nic.in. If you have any question, you can ask now.